sure.
I'm just reading my notes. I got what I'm told to do. Here we go.
Absolutely. Yeah. So welcome everybody to the second edition of the Restaurant Tech Show brought to you by Cisco's Virtual Kitchen Network. I'm Chris and this is Jay, and we're going to be your hosts as we look to break down the latest and greatest in restaurant tech. We've got an awesome show lined up for you today with S.P.A.R.C Technologies in the house. They're going to give us a behind-the-scenes look at the inevitable invasion of automatons coming to a diner near you. And how are you doing today, Jay?
I'm doing quite well. So you called them what did you call them?
Automatons.
Automatons.
Yeah, it's when a robot's they're given a task, like a repetitive task that they can do.
I was gonna say, don't get me to spell that one. Holy cow!
Yeah, we're not quite at AI and cyborgs yet, but
not there. Automaton.
Wow.
Yeah,
not on this show at least.
No, I'm excited today because this is the biggest thing in our industry right now. That is becoming, actually, I don't know if it's maybe this exact second, but it is growing every day. And it is a huge area that I get asked all the time. And I know S.P.A.R.C is a part of our Cisco Advantage program right now, a good partner. So I'm excited to hear what they have to say and really have a great discussion today too, Chris. I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's get into it. Let's roll the intro. All right. Welcome.
Did you like those robots?
Yeah, man. This is Restaurant Robots 101.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us today to teach us all about these new automatons. We have Shane and Darren from S.P.A.R.C Technologies. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. How you guys been holding up this winter? You have any new hobbies to share?
Not really. Just kind of hunkering down, getting to work, and trying to find new ways to do things.
Absolutely. Yeah. Normally we have there's a seasonal where it's like you have winter where you're inside and then you're kind of forced to find new hobbies. But I feel like that's been year round for us. So, I've also been running out of stuff to do. I think I've got like a painting kit I got to break into and some knitting. So, that's hasn't exactly happened yet. But
Chris, we're going to have to talk about the knitting later.
I should show you these pantoufles I have. That's a very French Canadian, footwear.
No, it's still a guy knitting. I don't care what you say.
Awesome. Yeah, we can dive into it. So, you guys have probably run into this a lot. We like to cover some of the hot topics in the restaurant industry, and one of the things I think we'll be talking about for a while is the biggest staffing challenges. So, you obviously address this. So what have you been hearing from, the owners you've been talking to, or the restaurants you've been talking to? What are the challenges they're seeing now?
Yeah, so like you said, especially with the restaurant industry these days, the toughest challenge right now is finding people, especially with going in and out of lockdown. It's very tough these days, with every people that we're trying to look for after every lockdown. It's like we're hiring new set of team, a whole new team again, right? So like I said, this is, it brought up to Shane and myself a little challenge, that we saw this potential out here for our robots to step in and help all of these owners out. That's our goal.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think too, there's two places where restaurants need to really focus right now, and it's all about making their online ordering more efficient and then, preparing for the return of dine-in. So online ordering, it's definitely something that the whole industry has gone through this great learning experience. I think, we've used, these existing platforms, there's new ones popping up, but it can be extremely profitable. How do you guys think this is going to affect dine-in when it returns?
I'm not really sure on how it's really going to affect, because it's been 2 years, since we really was able to have full capacity. But I know it changed the way people think and the way they eat now. I mean, the one thing COVID kind of gave us is it made us look in different ways on how we order food and the expectations of it. So I don't know how it's really going to impact us when we fully open, but I know there are a lot of people that have found it a lot easier to instantly get the food when they want. So I think we've changed and moved to a lot of the online ordering.
Yep. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you talk about getting things as soon as we want them, right? That's like our generation in general. And so full service restaurants even before the lockdown was actually one place you did have to wait a little bit, and now we've trained consumers even more to everything's at the touch of a phone screen. So
Yeah,
it'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see how they change.
Do you guys like when we see robots coming into this industry, is there going to be an adoption from a consumer base on this? Do you guys see that a lot where people are like, we got to go to this place because you got a robot? Do you guys see that a lot starting already? Because I know my daughter, if I go to a restaurant that doesn't have a robot or does, she's going to 99.9% of the time go to the one with the robot.
I think I'm also going to choose.
I think I was going to say, Chris, you'd be in that too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to admit me too, right? I got to go check it out. Do you guys see that already happening?
Yeah, we see that honestly all the time. We get families coming back in because their kids are telling their parents, hey, I just want to go there because I want to pet this Bellabot over here because it has a cat face on it. It's quite funny because all the kids, not even kids, honestly, even adults and seniors, first thing they do when they see this robot, they take out their phone right away and start putting it onto all their social media, which at the end of the day, that just makes us happy because it just enhances the diner's experience. And like I said, that's really our goal, to make people happy and try to forget about these COVID times, right?
Yeah. I think that's it, right? And I mean, you nailed it, Jay. Like, we're going to be competing, or restaurants are going to be competing with online ordering as this reopens. Like, yeah, everyone's.
I'm sorry, Chris. It's my problem of interrupting. I'm so sorry. But I have to say, because I get excited about this, because I believe as we see restaurants open up and we see, the competitiveness, because the population didn't really grow, right, through COVID, but the demand for people to bring those consumers into your restaurant has, and there'll be a fight in this space to bring people in or to do online ordering. It's going to be like, they used to say like the burger wars back in the day. Back in 2008, it was the burger wars came in, right? It was who could draw more people over in the QSRs, the cheapest burger. The burger wars came in. I think it's going to be the marketing wars within restaurants and using techniques, using robots. And this is also including on online, because today the online space, I would say, also needs to, I guess, evolve in the marketing space, because you're competing with major players in this space that have big dollars in marketing. And I really think that's going to draw people in. How do you draw people in? They've been
challenge, drawing people in, and you're, like I said, it's going to be, how do you do that? People choose convenience over quality 9 times out of 10, and now they have that in spades with everything with online ordering. And so you're going to, whatever restaurants can do to bring people to the physical space, I think it's going to be great for the industry, actually. Like, I think restaurants are going to come up with some really cool stuff, really fun, interactive, restaurant activities or promotions. So I am really excited about it. One more question before we jump into the backgrounds. Not to be biased, then what kind of robotics are you most excited about, outside of what you guys are offering for the restaurant industry?
I know there's one coming up. I just got one myself. I know we've always used the Roomba before, but the newer ones, the cleaning ones that are coming out, they actually sweep and mop your floor from anywhere. You don't have to be home to do it. I have one, and it's amazing. I mean, I tell my wife I did all my duties, and I'm doing it from work, which is amazing. I get home, it smells great. The floor looks buffed and clean. It was really exciting for me.
That's great. I mean, talk about like an activity that doesn't doesn't necessarily add value, but it certainly detracts value if your floor is dirty. So, and having staff right now, having them spend that time to do that, can really take them away. So that's awesome. Really cool.
Wow.
So
I really need one of those. We have to talk later, guys, because
you need one. Jay needs one that can do his floors, walls.
I can do floors, laundry. You get a robot to do my laundry, then we're talking.
Yeah.
It's not too far away. Don't worry.
It's not too far away, is it? Right.
Right.
But I think it is now. I'm going to ask this question just because you're starting to see this. Obviously, vacuums. We're seeing this in restaurants. Is the technology getting cheaper to produce these things? Is that why we're seeing this, or is it just evolving? We're getting there.
It might be a bit of both.
Okay.
I'm not really sure about if it's getting cheaper now. I just think people have different expectations. Like you said earlier, people want things instantly. They want it quick, right? So for us to keep up with innovation and in this world is we always have to be thinking differently. So there's someone out there always thinking of something to make it better for someone else. So I just think there's a lot of competition, and now, over the last 2 years, it's forced us all to think a little differently and to push the status quo and try and find those things that are going to better our life and assist and help us.
And of course, one thing, S.P.A.R.C itself, one thing we really, really focus on is on our premium brand, and giving a white glove treatment to everyone. To be honest with you, there's lots of these products out there. Where Asia does make it right now. We went through a lot of different ones and tested a lot of different ones before we chose this one over here, because like I said, it's something that we have to believe in it to build something special with it.
Awesome. All right. Well, why don't before we jump into your backgrounds, how you got in there, and a little bit more about S.P.A.R.C, we're just going to take a short break to hear from one of our great sponsors.
My favorite cake with Wow Factor desserts is the cookies and cream. It's made with real Philadelphia cream cheese and Oreo cookies. Hi, my name is Jacqueline Pantry Flowers. I'm the Eastern Canada in the U.S. Sales Manager for Wow Factor Desserts. Let us help you find your favorite.
All right, so we're now showing cake preview early in the morning. We have to talk to Katie on that one.
Yeah, way to go, Pavry.
And so hard to be on the show and see all these amazing commercials and all this great food, and so we have to wrap this one up quickly. Awesome. All right, so yeah, maybe if you guys could, jump in. Like, you guys have great backgrounds. I love how you guys got here. Maybe tell everybody about that and why you got into this industry. But let's hear it.
I'll go first. Of course, Shane's the one. He's the CEO of the company with S.P.A.R.C Technologies, the whole brand. He's the one that found our product. He'll give you a little information about it afterwards, but essentially a little bit about my background. I started as a dishwasher in a restaurant. In high school, just want to make some money to get through university, high school, have some extra cash, right? Of course, the time progressed. Work in a restaurant throughout, I think, most likely all the positions I can really think of, from being, store manager to a chef, and really went up the ranks, right? Decided, hey, I want to try something new. Wanted to go into the tech startup company, right? So of course, I looked around. I joined one of the bigger delivery brands out there, Uber Eats and Skip the Dishes. And I really learned a lot. It's great knowledge that I really brought in. Of course, with the pandemic hitting, it was great for the company. We grew really fast, but of course that showed a new potential for myself wise, that, hey, there's only really one problem why people aren't signing up for these delivery platforms, is that they don't have enough support and labor, essentially, to keep up with these demands, right? So especially after the lockups, after those ones over there, the problem was that finding staff to start serving tables and everything. Then of course, Shane reached out to myself, gave me a little pitch, and I honestly love the product. Because it really helps all these mom and pop owners with helping them run the restaurant again to full capacity, right? So that's how I got here today. I'm loving it. I've been here for almost half a year already, and one of my best choices, I can say, with helping people out.
Very cool. I mean, working at Skip and Uber, you had a lot of options for where you wanted to go. So the fact that you chose to join Spark in this this exact segment says a lot. And Shane, you've been, from my understanding, you've been kind of in the industry forever. You've seen it. You've seen a lot of different, restaurant types, hospitality. I think said maybe hotels. But you're after gathering all this, when the pandemic hit, you're kind of instantly jumped into researching this because you saw an opportunity. Maybe you want to break that down a little.
Yeah, my whole life I have the passion for restaurants. I've been in hospitality, same with him, dishwasher, busser. Pretty much did everything in the hospitality industry. Was fortunate enough to work with a lot of really great brands and companies. And so how Spark came is we knew, the pandemic hit and we could stand still and let it hopefully pass us by. It really wasn't. But we decided to look for different ways and how we can get better, how we can find solutions to some of the problems. And we happened to research some robot companies, and we came across the Hoodoo and some other ones. But Hoodoo was a premium robot. We didn't want to do anything that was average. We wanted to get the best of the best. So we went to go see one, and the robot was as advertised. It was incredible. It did everything that we wanted it to do that would help us in the restaurant. So we decided to take it one step further and actually contact Hoodoo. And sure enough, we're now the only distributor in Ontario for these robots. So that's how we kind of got in with Spark, and then we just started building a team. Darren joined our team, and he's been excellent. Started building some other sales teams, and we now have, never thought it'd be in the robot world, but it's been a challenge, but it's been amazing experience. Not just to go into something like that, but to see how it affects people in the restaurant and how people can adapt and work alongside with it. So yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, I know you guys have only been doing this for about a half a year. You've seen tons of interest, and what I really love is that you've taken something that's been popular on the other side of the world, and you're making it really easy for restaurateurs to get into it, this market. I think that's really, you're going to talk more about all this, service in a little bit, but I mean, that's huge because I would have no idea how to approach this topic. Although now people can subscribe to this show and check it out.
Yeah.
So I think one of the big questions that comes up, maybe before we jump into it is like, and so on, be honest, everyone, are you guys here to replace servers? Are you trying to look for the complete automated restaurants? How do you guys fit in right now with the service staff?
Sure.
We're not looking to replace servers in any way. I mean, our struggles in the industry right now are hiring people. I mean, there's a lot of jobs out there, but not a lot of people applying. Maybe they chose a different path over the pandemic, and once you get them, it's hard to keep them. They show up and then they don't show up. It's really inconsistent. So pretty much it's really hard to keep staff. So these robots are really to complement. It's just like another tool. I know Darren said before, at one point we used to write hand orders and give it to the kitchen on a piece of paper. And then the POS came, a computer came. It made their job easier, didn't replace anyone. It made it quicker. Like we talked about with apps earlier, people want things instantly. So the robots are there to support us. They'll help bring food out, but ultimately the server or whoever's around has to be the delivery person who actually hands the food out. It gives them more time to spend and engage with the guests, to increase the average check, to use the upselling techniques that they've been trained to do. A good example is in one of our restaurants, the models were like about 4 servers and maybe 5 food runners. And now we promoted the food runners into servers, and we use the robots to bring the food out. We give more personal attention. Instead of servers having 14 tables, they now down to like 6 tables, but they're giving better service. They're getting the food out faster because they're always around. The idea of these things are to support and make us better. It will not function without a human. A human has to put the food on, tell it where to go. It's another tool for us to do. Every industry has a tool to make their life easier.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. The first thing that's dropped in this pandemic that we've heard is, the hospitality concept, like, actually being able to spend time with your guest, make that experience special. There's a reason why they came into the restaurant, and, with staffing challenges, servers don't have as much time for that. And we mentioned it earlier, like you're not replacing the the upselling activities and like building that rapport with guests. What you're really replacing is these repetitive tasks that don't necessarily add value, but if you don't do them right, they can upset guests. So that's a really good way to complement the service staff. So I really like that. This has really been great so far. We're gonna take one more short break, but when we get back,
I'm like, I want to see the damn thing.
Yeah,
Let's see it. Let's get there. I got people texting me. We want to see it.
All right, when we get back, we're gonna break down this.
Katie, make this quick commercial.
We're gonna see a live demo, probably of something else delicious that I'm gonna have to sit through. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Awesome.
At Lynch Foods, we're passionate about flavor. As a Canadian custom manufacturer, we've been developing high-quality products for our customers for over 80 years. Sauces, dressings, gravy and soup mixes, toppings and syrups for ice cream and milkshakes, all in packaging ranging from individual portions to retail and bulk formats. For food service, healthcare, or as industrial ingredients, our processing expertise, innovation kitchen, and research and development team partner to create and provide solutions. Our excellent customer service, world-class certified food safety standards, and experienced nationwide sales force can support your business locally, be a trusted partner, and inspire endless possibilities.
I told you it was emotional, Chris.
That honestly, like I got this like $6 million man vibe. They're like, we've got researchers on this. We can make your sauce, more savior, and
got a man vibe.
We have the technology, That looks great. That's great.
All right, let's see. We got to get into this, seeing this robot, because first of all, you guys are in a restaurant right now.
Yeah.
You don't sit that close in your office, I hope.
No. We're in the restaurant. We're on
First, I saw that. I was like, oh, wait, I don't know. If you guys, hey, it's a great company you work with. Let's see this robot. I can't wait. Sorry, Chris. I got to see this. I want to see this because I am so excited about what this is going to do for our industry. And I think this is probably the first time in Canada that people are going to see this on a show like this. Am I right?
Yes.
This is like a debut. All right.
Let's do it.
There you go.
Ready?
Well, we're going to mute.
Yeah.
We'll mute that other camera. There we go.
Oh, you're both muted now.
Oh, we pulled them.
There we
go. All right.
Great.
Katie, bring that in close.
So this is our beautiful Bellabot right over here. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me just mute my other.
That looks
Chris,
sharp.
that's already cool.
It looks sharp. Like it fits in.
Yeah, so you see right over here, this is our most premium robot right over here with the S.P.A.R.C, the Bellabot right over here. As we see on the screen, we're going to show you, two of our most popular mode that we use, which number one, this is our delivery mode. As Shane see over here, there's multiple trays. It's a very simple thing where you just throw on the dish and you click the number right over there. And just a heads up, you're able to put multiple of different tables. So you can essentially put 4 different tables if you really wanted to. But otherwise, like we see over here, first thing that Shane needs to do is just click the table, put on the dish right over here. And of course, all he needs to do is just click that start button. And what we see right over here, it just essentially goes around, goes to the table right over there, and it avoids any objects that's in its way.
It's got signal lights. You had me at the signal lights. It's got signal lights.
But essentially, how it works, it comes up right table. It'll talk to you a little bit.
Dear guest, your meal is ready.
So it'll essentially tell you, hey, look, it's going to be the number 1 tray, and the light's going to turn on right over there. After Shane takes it right off, as you saw right over there, the robot itself, it'll go back automatically. So you actually don't even need the server to be there to take off the food.
Okay, so it knows when you take the food off?
Correct. It has sensors right at the front on each of the tray. So, like I said, it's something where it just helps the waiters out. They don't have to walk all the way there. It makes their job easier, right?
Did they make them for our homes?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we can use it in the homes or household. That'll be great also.
Oh my god.
But like we saw, that's essentially our delivery mode. Trust me, I'll say the restaurant they use this around 90% of the time. It's something that it's the most popular mode, right? But of course, that's not the only one. There's also a lot of different modes that we see on the screen right over here. There's 9 modes. Essentially, we can go through from, return, play music on it, direct delivery mode, cruise mode. But one thing that I want to show you, it's the birthday mode. Trust me, kids and adults.
Oh man, if I don't have to sing that birthday song, we're winning right now, man.
So, yeah, but otherwise, one thing waiters hate the most is singing happy birthday at a random awkward table, right?
Oh, it was stressful, man. It was stressful.
I know, very stressful. It wasn't on the job description, right? But hey, this one, it helps out. But simply, right on screen, we see right over there. Once again, you just pick the table. The Bellabot will light up.
Shut up.
I see some tea and everything.
I would crawl under my table, by the way.
We're gonna Samuel Jackson to put his voice on that thing. You guys must have that lined up.
Love it, man.
So what we see right over there, this is our beautiful birthday mode.
Jesus. Isn't that crazy, Chris?
Saturday morning cartoons coming to you live.
Like, I'm blown away.
Kids are gonna go crazy for this. Like,
seriously.
If you can teach that robot how to play Minecraft and Roblox, parents will love you because they won't have to worry about their kids, getting out of hand in a restaurant ever again.
That is nuts. That is amazing.
Very awesome.
That is amazing. Wow, that is incredible, guys. I have so many questions just by seeing that. Is there you just put a whole bunch of coloring book companies out of business for restaurants. Right? You just did instantly. That's crazy. The kids would love that.
That go on these that can, at Christmas, we put a Santa Claus skin that goes around it.
What?
Yeah, you can put skins to dress it up. Some people put uniforms on it. Yeah,
you can dress it up.
Favorite sports team jersey. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
That's crazy, Chris.
Amazing. So
yeah,
Jay, you got a ton of questions. I don't want to keep everybody here too long. Do you have any final questions or anything you want to ask the guys before we get into how people can get started?
I think let's just jump right into that because I'm in awe, and I think it just shows. It was great to see it because it looks at the size. It's reasonable. It's not huge. I just see so many possibilities just on the demand of people wanting to go to your restaurant to see it, but also just like you said, it's the stuff that a lot of servers didn't like running food out or grabbing the dirty dishes and the busters. That's not a great job. We all know that, right? We want to go there and talk with the tables. We want to share our experiences, tell about the great food, tell about the great things that we're doing. We called it booth talk.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we always wanted to do. It wasn't necessarily grabbing doing that stuff. And if you eliminate it, you're absolutely right. I guarantee checks would go up. Bills would go up. Right.
What that robot's doing, even in just the most simple, delivery mode, is it's replacing that person who's, a trainee standing there with plates that could be doing, something else. And, these robots, they don't call in sick, they don't complain, they don't ask for raises. You set a program for them and they're going to hit it every single time, which is, I think that's any successful restaurant relies on consistency, which you've got there in spades. So. It gets even better. Not only have these guys done the legwork to do all the research to make it super easy for restaurateurs to bring this into Canadian restaurants, You kind of touched on it. They have a white glove service. So when you sign this up, you're not going to have to get a robotics degree or go online, do online courses. Not only it's a big upfront expense, but then they service this robot for you. They make sure it's up and running. It's always up to date. And, for Cisco Advantage partners, S.P.A.R.C is actually offering, 15% off the cost of the robot. And they're even throwing in their 3-year warranty, service, and repair on top of that. This means that you're going to have a range of robots to choose from, but you're going to save thousands of dollars right off the top. And I think
that's huge. By the way, sorry, Chris.
Go ahead.
I have to say thank you, guys. That's a huge savings. Because these we know they're not super cheap, right? But to save that amount off, you probably just I'm serious. I'm blown away by just the ability for restaurants being able to afford this. So that's just awesome.
Even the peace of mind for a restaurateur to know, it's scary enough to switch point of sale systems, because if that thing breaks, maybe I can change printer paper, but software breaks down, I have to call somebody, and that's already included. So there's no kind of big surprise expenses coming up, which can be really hurtful. And it gets better. You guys offer free trials, right? A restaurateur can come in, they can try the robot out for a few weeks before investing in the whole model.
Yeah, correct. Right now, as of right now, like I said, our main goal is just to have this in a restaurant and see if this works with the restaurant, right? Because, it's just same example as buying a car. You don't buy the car right away unless you test drive it, right? So, for us wise, one thing we know it's very important to our first step. It's not about the money. Our first step is to figure out that if this will work with their business model, right? With the restaurant model. And like you mentioned before, our product over here, it's one of the most premium products. I love how you mentioned that there was an update. This thing's just like a phone. We put new features on it every day. We listen to all our customers' feedback to different things that they want. So, for example, the birthday mode, someone was asking for it. We put it, sent it back to Pudu, told them, and they put it on this birthday mode. And it's one of the most popular modes now, right? So it's just like a phone. There's update that comes up all the time. We don't charge anything for updates or anything like that, but there are going to be new features that comes up all the time.
Even more value added, with that initial investment. My request is, I think one of the cool things about Tesla with all their automation is that there's all these hidden modes. They can do a little dance. Just keep throwing Easter eggs in there, and then I'll have to keep traveling restaurant to restaurant to crack them. This is amazing. So this seems pretty simple. If you're looking, you're dealing with staffing issues, you're looking to find new ways to bring people into your restaurant as dine-in returns, head over to sparkglobaltech.com, hit get started. They're going to give you a nice demo, and you tell them you're with Cisco, you're going to get a great discount. That's everything we had for everyone today. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please like, subscribe, post, stitch, whatever you can do. Your support's going to help us bring more content like this to you. Thanks again, Shane, Darren, for joining us. You guys have been great. Thank you for sharing your awesome bots with us. And really looking forward to seeing these out in the field more. Really awesome.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much. Outstanding.
Take care.